Hello, welcome back to Auction Spy. This is the channel where we review properties that we're going to auction in the coming days, and we work out an appraisal value, and based on our appraisal value we'll come up with some strategies that can be applied to properties. We monitor the auction, and depending on what value a property sells for an auction, we try and work backwards to see what kind of strategy the person who purchased it will be applying. If I have access to the purchaser, I would ask them what they're planning to do, but if not, this would just be an exercise on how to stack deals, right? The application I use for this is Valap. It's able to stack multiple strategies for you really quickly. So today we are going to be looking at a property in Leicestershire. Now, what drew me to this one is that it's mixed use. You've got commercial at the bottom with opportunity to do some stuff further up. But reviewing this, we'll see how it all works. So firstly, let us look at some of the legal paperwork. It's clearly going to auction on 15th day in July. Leicestershire early 50QG. Still quite a few days away, a few weeks away. So let's see what's in the legal. Oh, there are no legal documents uploaded yet. So let's see. Let's turn that off. Let's make sure we don't get disturbed again. Okay, so right. So there's no legal paperwork. Let's visit the Auctioneer's website, see if there's anything on there. Okay. Once there. Okay. Auction properties. That's what you have to do to find what you're looking for sometimes. It's fairly straightforward to do. Let's go more detail. So they can already see the development potential. Sometimes that impacts or determines what price the guide price they put on the property. But bear in mind that the reserve should legally be within 10% of the guide price. So the maximum reserve this property would have would be 470 plus 47, call it 50, then that's 520,000. So if our figures work at 520,000 or less, then we're laughing. It could also be 10% less as well, so I think that's unlikely. So this is Nando's. Bear in mind that this is Nando's Gents Stylist, so not the one that would pay a lot of rent from selling chickens. Okay, so I believe this is the whole building that's in auction. Internally, clearly needs some work. I believe these would be the shops. Okay, the flat looks fairly okay. Shouldn't need too much work to bring it up. Okay, get that. Let's look at the floor plan. Right. Okay. So first floor, 116 square meters. You need to verify the measurements, just make sure that they've done them properly. Ground floor, 187 square meters. Top floor, 27. Okay, so the top floor is quite small. Wonder what you could do with that space if you decided to convert it to residential. You may be able to get a studio in there, but it'll be fairly small. It'll be like a HMO size studio, but you can get a kitchenette in there, get a bathroom in there, have a sleeping living area. Doesn't seem to have any windows at the rear, so you may need to add some windows there. Okay, so this looks like up here is a shop kitchen. Right, so can't quite tell if they're still trading. Let's see what the description says. 3 shops and 2 self-contained flats to the first floor, and a further potential flat on the second floor, but currently being used for storage. Okay. Guide price. Okay, you need to pay administrative fee of 1,250. VAT. Okay, that's fine. no other paperwork as yet. Still some time. Perhaps if you needed to go for this, you just phone the agent and they would send you the paperwork they have. Right, without further ado, let us do some appraisal. So what plan do we have for this space? I'm thinking that potentially, because it's high street, you need to have some sort of shop front and maintain a commercial downstairs. So they're looking empty actually. Krusty's Cafe, that might still be trading. But the good thing is, because it's a corner plot here, you could do something where there's access through the side to some residential. But what one could do is reduce the floor area of the shop, convert this garage into livable space or shop space. If we look at the garage there, that's a garage on that side, or maybe the garage might be good for parking, so that's something to investigate as well. And you could potentially go up above the garages and build up 2 floors like the rest of the building, if it's worth it in that part of Leicestershire. Let's do some appraisal. So based on all that, I would say we could potentially get 3 flats. Now I'm a bit optimistic. I wonder if this 187 includes the garage. Assuming it does, you can get 3 1-beds. If you could have access from there, access from here, and separate access to a flat down here, you might be able to get 3 1-bed flats, and then just have really minimal shop front space. You need to confirm what the minimum sizes would be and the type of tenants you'd get that would be happy to take a smaller space, but the idea is to get below the business rates threshold. Then upstairs, 116, that's fairly large. You can definitely get 2 beds, 1 2-bed and 1 1-bed, I would guess. So let me just make a note of all this space I keep saying. Right, so we've said on the ground floor. So on the ground floor, we're thinking 3 by 1-bed flats. It's optimistic, right? First floor would be 1 2-bed and 1 1-bed. And I'm using 50 square meters for the 1-beds and 60 square meters for the 2-beds. Okay. Then on the top floor, that's a studio at best. It's only 27.5 square meters. Okay. Then that leaves us with 3 tiny shops. We'd work out what sort of rate we'd charge rent. Reduced shops. If you're doing 187 minus 150, that leaves about 30 square meters. 30 square meters divided by 3 is 10 square meters per shop. Assuming that that's good, so that's 3 by 10 square meters. You might decide to combine the floor areas of shop 1 and shop 2. So you still have the frontage, but the shop will go across all the way across to here, and then the shop will just be a 10 square meter. So there is some potential there. Needless to say, if you are thinking of building up above the garage, then be planning for pretty much everything I'm suggesting. So let's do some figures. Start appraising, start a new appraisal. Let me take the link. I generally don't take the link from these properties, but I think I should just paste it in. Actually, it might be easier if I just do the postcode. LE50QG. Okay, Uppingham. Full address 216. 216. Okay, that's interesting. So it's 500 on EIG's website, but on the actual agent's website, it's 475, 470. So let's bear that in mind. So I'm going to put 470. This one's looking exciting, I have to say. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Summary of appraisal, save address. So we will go for conversion. Just put anything in here just to get us to the next page. Just create a scheme. Okay, so it's gone off to pull some data from the area. Just pick one. Let's go to appraisals. Okay, so this is where the actual meaty stuff starts happening. So we've said we're thinking 3 one-beds on the ground floor. So what number of bedrooms? 1, 56. Let's do 3. There. Build costs. Okay, let's do that. 150,000. Okay. Let's see what the rentals are. Sell prices. Sold. For sale. So 92. Okay, stuff for sale at 150 in the general area. High Street. So that's stuff for sale. Okay. Average. Let's take that. Let's see what that leaves us. Then on the middle floor, we've got one bed. Back row. We've got apartment, more bedrooms 2. That one, let's just do 61, which is the minimum space times number of units 1. And let's see what 2 beds are worth. Okay. That's all the units. We've got a studio, haven't we? Which is 27. Taking the most optimistic prices here, so 70k. New row, you've got commercial. We're doing 10 square meters, number of units 3, rent per month. Let's see if we can find any comparables in that postcode area. So we go to commercial property to rent. It's an E5. Let's just do an E5. See what's there. Okay. Right. So 1,600 calendar month for 75, roughly 75 square meters. So that works out at 1,600 divided by, let's say 75. So £21 per square meter. That's per calendar month. So we did £21 per square meter. So that would be £210. Right. Wow. Okay. So this is it. So we've got the 3 one-beds on the ground floor, one bed on the first floor, 1 2-bed on the first floor. studio on the second floor. Then the commercial, for the commercial space on the ground floor, we've got 3 10 square meter spaces, right? And that's given us a GDV of 911 at these optimistic prices. Unless it's going to cost significantly less to do, this is not a deal. Surprisingly, that's shocking. I thought it would be. Right. Okay, let's save that. What else could we do with this space? Could it be worth just renting it out as a commercial? This is rather interesting. Next door is empty as well. Suggests to me the high street is dead in its current form. It looks like a nice road. Well, okay. What else could we do? We could carry on renting it as a commercial unit. You can see the gentleman in the corner, so there's a residential place there. I imagine, or is it a cafe? Right. It doesn't seem like you'd be able to rent it easily, rent out the shops easily, so your best bet is conversion, and with conversion it doesn't appear to work. How much is developer's profit? 273. Even if you took no profit, it's still not going to reach the guide. Okay, so on that, you might be able to get that down, 300,000. But you need to get that down, get everything working, reduce your profit. But even at that, it doesn't look like it's going to work. So we'd reduce this. This is cooking the numbers. Never do this, please. This is just wrong. So for starters, this will not work for me. I wouldn't bother going for this property. I'll look for another one. Let's see if we reduce this to 20%. No, so you're still a bit far off. Doing the whole works for £172,000 is very, very optimistic. So I'm afraid this is not a deal. So carry on searching, carry on investing. Thank you for your time. Catch you next time. We'll see what gets paid, how much gets paid for this property.